So today's session is about loops. Coming to this loops, when we have to generate same pattern data, or when we have to repeat doing the same program statement, in that case we can make use of the do loop. Okay. So for example, saying we want to write the same program by writing the same program statement, we have to generate the same pattern data. Okay. So every time, suppose say we want to generate this pattern data. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the program statement that we have to write? So every time. So this 1 equals to normally 1, and for generating 2, this equals to previous result plus 1, right? So to generate this result, previous result plus 1, correct? So this equals to, so we have to write the same step, same pattern step every time to generate this result, right? Similarly, in order to write so for suppose say we want to generate 10 values by using the same formula or by using the same program statement. In that case, rather than writing 10 different times, what we can do is we can declare that run this statement for 10 times by making use of the do loop. Okay. So you got the concept why we have to make use of the loops? To run the same statement, to run the same program statement or the same formula for multiple number of times, we can make use of the do loop. Okay. So in do loop, do is like one statement, and in do loop we also have the conditional loops, which is nothing but do while and do until. Okay. Do while and do until. By making use of either do loop or do while or do until, okay, we can generate the same pattern. We can get the same output. Okay. So depending on our comfort level, we can make use of either do or do while or do until. Okay. Now, so we'll take an example, like suppose say we want to generate the same pattern data. Okay. So we want to generate like x equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. Now, so every time, as we have seen before, every time what we are doing, we are generating this equals to 1. Okay. In the second statement, it will be 1 plus 1. Okay. Third, it will be 2 plus 1. So which is nothing but the result of previous one plus 1, right? So this equals to 3 plus 1, which is nothing but the result, previous result plus 1, right? This equals to 4 plus 1, which is nothing but the previous result plus 1. So what is the statement? If I consider this value as x, how the next value will be generated? X plus 1, right? Now, if the value of x is 2, then the next one will be x plus 1. So what is the statement that we have to make use here? X equals to x plus 1, right? Hello?
Yes, Pavani.
X equals to x plus 1. This is the statement. Now let us write the program. Okay. So data. Let us create a data set called test. Okay. So here what we want to create a data set with variable x and want to store these all the values we want to store in variable x, right? So now let us initially declare the value of x equals to 1. Okay. So and then we have to keep writing like x equals to 2, x equals to 3, like that. Instead of writing like that, okay, how many values we have to generate here? 5 values we have to generate, correct? So how many times we have to repeat this step? So how many times we have to repeat this step? 5 times, right? Because we have to generate 5 different values. X equals to x plus 1. We have to repeat this step 5 times. So let us declare by using do loop. Okay. So rather than we writing this step for 5 times, SAS will do that. Okay. Do. Okay. So how do we declare? In order to construct the loop, okay, we should have the loop requirements as two things. One is index variable, okay, and the other one is increment or decrement condition, okay. Either increment or decrement, index variable. Index variable only we can also call as loop variable, okay. Either index variable or loop variable, okay, and condition we should have. So normally we are habituated to give index variable or loop variable as I or j. You can give any variable, okay? Like a or b or some variable like a, b, c or x, y, z. Like any variable, whatever, any valid SAS name you can declare as the loop or index variable. But in general notation, we are most habituated to give the loop variable as I or j. Okay. Now say here I equals to 1 to 5. Okay. So how many times we want to run the loop? I mean, how many times we want to run this statement? 5 times, right? So we are declaring that by making use of the index variable. Okay. I equals to 1 to 5. By what we should have an increment or decrement condition, right? By what value it should increment every time? So we want to run the loop 5 times. As in, so here we are saying 1 to 5. So as in how many times? 5 times, right? So by every time, by what value this loop variable should increase? By 1, right? So write here by 1. Okay. Do I equals to 1 to 5 by 1 and x equals to x plus 1. As I told you, whenever we start do loop, make sure you are ending the do loop with end statement and run. Okay. If you want to print the data and output window, write here proc print data equals to test and run. Clear with this program?
Yes, Pavani.
Do we need to go 5 times or 4 times? I'm sorry.
It will run 5 times, no? For I equals to 1, it will run 1 time. For I equals to 2, I equals to 3, I equals to 4, I equals to 5.
So, and x is already 1.
Oh, x is already 1 here, so that's why you are asking. You can declare then x as 0.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay. Yes. Now run the program. So what is the value of x? Equals to 5. And what is the value of y? Equals to 6. But why we are getting only this to the output? Okay. Let us see that. So this is value of x and this is value of I, right? What is the value of x? Initially we declared the value of x as 0, right? And then, so I equals to 1. Is the condition true? Yes, right? So I equals to 1. The condition is true. Or else wait. X equals to 0 and I equals. So we have given this condition. So I equals to and x equals to. Okay. So when I equals to 1. So what is the value of x? Is the condition true? I equals to 1, condition is true. So it will enter into this next statement. So x equals to x plus 1. X equals to, what is the value of x already? 0, right? X equals to x plus 1, which is nothing but 0 plus 1. So x equals to 1. Next. Okay. Now, so when it will end the loop? When this condition becomes false, then it will end the loop. I equals to 1. Here what we are saying? By 1, right? So 1 plus 1, how much? 2. When I equals to 2, it will enter the loop. What is the value of x? X equals to, or what is the already value of x? 1, right? So x equals to 1 plus 1, okay? Which will be 2, okay? Now, when I equals to, what is the value of I already? 2, right? So what is the value of I? 2. So 2 by 1 we are saying to increment. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay. X equals to x plus 1. What is the value of x already? 2. 2 plus 1 is what? 3. Okay. Now I equals to 1 to, by 1 it will increment. So 4. What's the value of x? 4. So value is 5. What is the value of x? 5. So now I equals to 6. Is the condition true? Here we are saying what? Minimum value is 1 and maximum value is 5. We traced it the maximum value 5, right? I equals to 5. So when I equals to 6, is the condition true? No. So it will end the loop and it will give you the output. Okay. So by the time it is giving you the output, what is the value of I and what is the value of x? 5 and 6. Okay. But if you want to get all this to the output, then what we have to do? So every time what is happening, the value of x and the value of I is getting replaced, right? Because of the variable name, same variable name, right here, output. Okay. so that you will get all the result to the output. See? Clear? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone clear, no? Okay. Okay. Now, not only increment, if you want to decrement the condition, you can decrement the condition also. Okay. So declare here x equals to 10, give here x equals to x minus 1, okay, by 5. So that you will get the negative, like starting from 9, 7, 8 like this. Okay. Decrement series. Okay. So you can also say here x equals to x into 1. Okay. Or else x into like any arithmetic operator you can make use of depending on the requirement. Okay. Like any formula, any calculation formula you can make use of. Okay. Now, the next one is, first suppose if you want to drop I, okay, after the process, you can drop I. After the end, right here, drop I, so that it will drop the variable I, okay. See, you will get only the value of x. The next one is, nesting do loop. Okay, nesting do loop is nothing but loop within the loop. Okay, or else writing this condition, writing one loop condition inside another loop. Okay, that we call as the nesting loop. Writing one loop within another loop. Okay, so here, and one more thing, here it is not necessary that you have to start only with one. Okay, so you can say like I equals to 10 to 15. Okay. So starting from 10 to 15, how many count? You are saying increment by 1, right? Not only increment by 1, you can say like increment by 2 or increment by 3, okay? So 10 to 15, if you are incrementing by 1, what is the count? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 5 is the count, right? 5 or 6? 6 is the count, I think. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. So it will run the loop for 6 times, okay? Run. See, it will run the loop for 6 times. It is not necessary that you have to start the value of I. Like it is not necessary that you have to start the value of index variable or loop variable starting at 1. Okay, you can start at any number and you can end at any number. But to make sure that whatever count that you are declaring here, that is like a sensible count. Okay, meaningful count. Here you can also declare minus 1. But when you are declaring minus 1, make sure that you are writing. So as I told you, like sensible count. Right here, 15 to 10. Okay. By minus 1. See. Now also you will get the same result. Okay. Clear, right? How to declare the count of this index variable. So index variable is nothing but, in other words, you are declaring the count how many times that you want to run this statement. Okay. So when you are declaring the count, make sure you are declaring the count meaningfully. That's it. Okay. Now, the next one is nesting loops. Coming to this nesting loops, suppose say we want to generate the values of x as 1, 2 and 3. Okay. And we want to generate the values of y as, for each value of x, we want to generate the values of y 1 to 5. Same for 2, same for 3. Like, I'll show you the example. Okay, see. So say this is our desired output. Okay. So for each value of x, we want to generate the values of y as 1 to 5. Okay. So now how can you write the nesting loop here? So first we'll write the loop to get the values of x, then we'll write the loop to get the values of y. Okay, data test. Okay, now write here x equals to 0. Okay, now write the condition, do I equals to 1 to 3. Okay, so if you don't write this by 1 or by so here you want to increment the value of I by 1, right? So if you write by 1 or if you don't write by 1, not a problem. The default is it will increment the value of index variable by 1. Okay, but if you want the value to be incremented or decremented by some other value, you have to mention by using by statement. I mean like by option. Okay, if you want to increment by 1, then if you mention or if you don't mention, not a problem. Okay, do I equals to 1 2 3. Next, x equals to x plus 1. Okay, and run. Okay, now run the program. Okay, output we have to write now here. So write here output. Okay, so we generated the values of x. Now for each value of x, what we want to do? We want to generate 1 to 5 values of y, right? So after generating the value of x, okay, now you write the condition for generating the value of y. I'll take another index variable j, which is equal to 1 to 5. Okay, and should be incremented by 1. Okay, 1 to 5. Now x equals to x plus 1. Okay, so here rather than writing x equals to x plus 1, you can also write I, right? Because same as I. Okay, 1 2 and 3 same as I know, so I'll write x equals to I and write here y equals to j. Okay, now you end this j loop. Okay, so here now what happens? What is the initial value that you declared for x equals to 0, right? Even if you declare the value of x or if you don't declare, not a problem, because we have given here x equals to I, right? So even if you declare or don't declare, doesn't matter. Now, so here what is happening? I and j, right? I equals to and j equals to. I equals to how much? 1. So it will take the value of 1. So first it will take the value of 1, right? I equals to 1. And is the condition true? Yes. So now what will happen? It will enter into the j loop. J equals to how much? 1. Is the condition true? Yes. So x equals to I and y equals to j. So x equals to 1 and y equals to 1. Okay. So this will be sent to the output dataset to create the first observation. Next, what is the next value? In order to what this end is for j loop and this end is for I loop. Okay. So now in order to end this j loop, the condition should become false, right? When the condition will become false, j equals to 1. By default, it will increment by 2, right? I mean by 1 value. So the next value will be 2. The next value will be 3. The next value will be 4. Next value will be 5. When j equals to 6, is the condition true? No. Now it will end the j loop. Okay, after ending the j loop, in order to end this I loop, the condition should become false, no? When the condition will become false, I equals to 1. Now what will happen? After I equals to 1, I equals to 2. Okay. Okay. Now j equals to, again when I equals to 2, the condition is true. So it will enter into the j loop. So j equals to, again the execution starts, right? J equals to 1, condition true. J equals to 2, j equals to 3, 4, okay, and j equals to 5. Till here it will execute. Once the condition becomes false, then it will end the j loop. Okay. Next, for I equals to 3. Okay. Next. So when I equals to 3, what will happen? It will execute the J loop. Now, after coming out of the J loop, I equals to 4. Is the condition true? False, right? So it will end the I loop and also it will end the J loop, right? So this is the output that we'll be getting to the, so this is the result that we'll be getting to the output. Clear about nesting loops?
Yes.
Yes, no? Okay. Everyone?
Yes, Pavani.
Okay. See, if you want to drop this ing, drop this ing after the end statement. Okay. Drop I comma j. Okay. So you will get the x and y values. So nesting loops is nothing but writing one loop within another loop. See here we are declaring j loop within I loop, right? So this we call as the nesting loops. Okay. Now let us take one more example for this do loop. The example is we have to calculate the total in return, okay, after investing this much amount for this much period, okay, at this annual rate. Okay, so here this is the data set called bank with variables type and annual rate, and months with investment amount $5,000. Okay. Now say here, if you invest for 3 months at this annual rate, this is the annual rate, okay, for 3 months, what is the total return that you will be getting, okay, after 3 months? So if you invest $5,000 for 6 months at this annual rate, what is the total return that you will be getting after 6 months? Okay, this is what we have to calculate. So as in we have to calculate the compound interest. Okay, what we have to calculate? Calculating compound interest. Generally, how the compound interest or the bank interest will be calculated? Suppose say you are investing 100 rupees. Okay, at 10% interest rate. Okay. So after 1 month, what will be your total amount? 110, right? Hello?
Yes.
It will be 110, right? For the second month, in order to calculate the interest, so when they are calculating for second month, the interest, on what amount they have to calculate? On this amount, right? On not on the amount that what we invested. So on the amount that what we, so after 1 month on our investment, what is the total return that we got? On that amount, they have to calculate the second month interest, right? So on 110, they have to calculate this 10% interest, correct? Which is 121, right? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Compound interest, you are clear with this statement, right? If you are not clear, we can't write the program. That's why I'm asking you so much. Clear?
Yes, Pavani. Yeah.
Yes, Pavani.
Okay then. So now take the data set. Bank. Set bank. Okay. Now, so do I equals to, okay. So for first observation, what should be the one? 3 months, right? So it should be do I equals to 1, 2, 3. Okay. Because it is for 3 months, no? So do I equals to 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, what is the formula to calculate this interest? So I'll say investment. This is the investment, right? So we want to know if we invest $5,000, what is the total investment or the returns that we get after 3 months? So which is nothing but investment, right? Or else we can say investment return. Okay. So investment return equals to this investment plus this is the annual rate. Now how to calculate per month? Okay. 9 divided by 12, right? Into investment. Correct? So which is nothing but 5,000 plus this interest rate into 5,000. That's what we did here, no? How you got this 110? So 100 plus 100 into 10% is 0.1, no? Okay, which is equal to 110. Okay, so here also how you got this 110, right? So this equals to 110 plus 110 into 0.1, which is equal to 121. This is how we got, right? Same formula here also, 5000 plus this interest rate divide. So by here, why we are doing by 12, as in this is the annual interest, right? So we have to calculate for 3 months. Okay. So first what we are doing is for 12 months, if we divide it, how much interest that we'll be getting, we are doing that, and then we are doing into investment. So this will be what? For first observation, whatever value that you get, this is the value of the total returns after first month. After second month, if you want to calculate, again we have to run the same statement we have to run, but with what value? Whatever value that we are getting after calculating this, after doing this formula, whatever value that we are getting, we have to take that value as the investment, right? Hello?
Yes, Pavani.
Clear, no? Okay. So now it will be equal to, so I'll say that investment equals to investment return. Okay. And now in this program. Okay. And now run this program. Clear? So, but instead of writing here 3, so this is only for first observation. But if you want to do for all the observations, take instead of 3, 3 is nothing but months, no? Take 1 to months. Okay. Now run the program. See. Okay, it didn't calculate. Semicolon here. Okay. See.
Will we change the annual rate?
Oh, we have to change the annual rate. Instead of this standard value, we have to give the annual rate. Okay. For all the observations, if you want to calculate, we have to give the annual rate. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, no? Okay, then cool. The next example is, see, whatever output that we are getting through this do statement or do loop, the same output we can get through do while and do until also. Okay. No difference. But there what we do is we give the condition. Here what we are doing in do loop, in only when we are using do, what here we are doing 1 2 3. We are saying in a standard format, we are saying what is the count, right? Start from 1 and do till 3. So which is nothing but the count is 3. So we are asking to repeat the statement for 3 times, right?
I have a question.
Tell me.
If you go down, does the investment value, how does the investment value will reset to 5,000 after the loop? In the do loop, I did 1 to 1.
Yeah. For first observation, it will do this, right? So when it has to go to the second line in the card statement, what it has to do? The default is, again it will, so once it reaches the end of the input statement, what it will do? It will again go to the input statement and it will start reading the program, right? In order to read the second line, again it will read the input statement. To read the third line, again it will start reading the input statement. So like that, it will take 5,000, no?
Will it, once you run, before the data set bank, before that, when you run, that's where it does the, okay, got it, okay.
Got it?
Investment is equal to 5,000.
Hmm.
Can you just run the, if you put the proc print data is equal to bank, I need to, Yeah, okay, I got it. Thank you.
Got it? Okay then. So rest everyone.
Yes,
Pavani.
Pavani.
Yes, no? Okay then. Now, so whatever output that we get through this do, we will also get the same output using do while or do until. Here we are giving the standard, right? Like standard count, like 1, 2, 3. So we are declaring the count here itself. Here we'll make use of the condition to declare the count. Okay. See. Um, so 1 to 10 increment. So if you write increment by 1 or if you don't write, it will do the same. Okay, now the next one is, so the same program same output we can get through do while base also. Do while is nothing but, so when it will execute the program, when the condition is true, it will execute the program. Okay, do while. So right here, do while. Okay, do while. Here only you declare the condition of I also. Okay. Condition of I equals to 0. Do while, right here, I, how many times you want to execute? 10 times, right? So do while I less than or equal to 10. Okay, because we want to execute the loop 10 times, right? So do while I less than or equal to 10. X equals to x plus 1. And also write the loop variable condition also. I equals to I plus 1. Okay. So why you have to write the loop variable condition means, if you are not writing the loop variable condition, value of I will be always 0. So 0 will be always less than 10. Loop will execute for infinite number of times. Okay. So when loop is executing for infinite number of times, so obviously it might lead to system crash, which is not good. Okay. So when we are writing this conditional loops, make sure that you are reading that whatever condition that you have written, you are reading that condition for twice. And then you start executing the loop. Okay. Because if it runs infinite number of times, it is not good for system. Okay. See here now, do while I less than or equal to 10. You are declaring the value of I as 0. 0 less than or equal to 10. End. So it will enter into the loop. X value of x will be x plus 1. I equals to I plus 1. What's the value of I already? 0. So 0 plus 1. Okay. Now what is the value of y? I equals to 0 plus 1, 1, right? So 1 less than or equal to 10. Next, I equals to I plus 1, 2 less than or equal to 10, 3 less than or equal. So at some point, when the I value reaches 11, 11 will be always less than or equal to 10. Is the condition true? No, right? When the condition becomes false, it will come out of the loop. At some point, it is coming out of the loop, right? The condition is becoming false and it is coming out of the loop. Make sure that whenever you are writing while, okay, until the condition is true, it will execute the loop. Once the condition becomes false, it will come out of the loop. So check at some point is the condition becomes false or not. Okay. When you are writing do while, check at some point. Okay. At some point, if the condition is becoming false, then it will stop executing the loop. If the condition is not becoming false, then it will execute the loop infinite number of times. Okay. So make sure when you are writing the condition, read the program twice and then you start executing the loop. Next, do while will execute the loop. When it will execute the loop? When the condition is true, it will execute the loop. Okay, run the program. See, okay, I less than or equal to 10. So or else if you don't want that, write here I less than 10. Okay, so it will execute the loop till the value of I is 10. Okay. Clear about do while? Do while will execute the loop and when the condition is true. Okay, once the condition becomes false, it will stop executing the loop. Clear?
Can I have more than one condition at the same time, like or?
For the same variable you are saying? For the
So
same
different
variable, giving two conditions is not possible.
different variable.
Sorry?
Different variable.
Different variable you can give. That's what we call as the nesting loops, no? But rather than declaring in the same do while, what we do is we'll write another do while statement, or you can declare here also.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Now, with do until also it is same. Okay. So the same result you can also generate do until. But do until will execute the loop until the condition is false. And once the condition becomes true, it will stop executing. Okay. Just quite opposite to do while. Okay. So do while when it will execute, when the condition is true, it will execute, and once the condition becomes false, it will stop executing. Do until is nothing but it will execute the loop until the condition is false, and once the condition becomes true, it will stop executing. Okay, clear? Hello,
Yes, Pavani.
clear? No, okay. Do until I greater than 10. Okay, x equals to x plus 1 and I equals to 0. 0 greater than 10. No, right? Condition is false. So it will execute. Next, I equals to I plus 1. What will be the condition? 1. 1 greater than 10, 2 greater than 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 greater than 10, greater than or equal to 6. 10 greater than or equal to 10, true, right? So it will execute. Now 11. 11 greater than or equal to 10. So 11 greater than 10. Condition is true, right? So it will stop executing the loop when I reaches the value 11. Okay. See. This is the output that we are getting. Clear with do while and do until? Do while and do until?
Yes, Pavani.
Yes, Pune.
Yes, no? Okay. So this is about loops. Okay.